We are back, guys. We are back. It has been a while. But it's time to talk about this fat, cheery, joyful son of a zapping bitch. One of the hardest gym fights in Pokemon, and the hardest in all of Gen 3. I'll just fucking... The hardest in all of Gen 1, 2, and 3. Like the hardest gym fight to date for that time period. For like all the way... I can't even think of someone in Gen 4 who's as hard as Wattson. Dude, he's hard. He is hard. And he is regularly going to take out multiple of your Pokemon. You're most likely going to walk away with like 2. Maybe. Unless you get really lucky with some pulls. And this is the Wattson guide. Today is the day I'm going to go over the video. We're going to talk about his 4 Pokemon. We're going to talk about... You have 13 encounters. I think I counted it right. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's like 13 encounters if you do it right. Before the gym. And I'm going to rank all the encounters on how useful they are going to be for your Wattson gym. And talk about them a little bit. You know, I don't want to make this too long. But anyways. Wattson. So he always leads off with a Voltorb. And this Voltorb is... So, okay, let's talk about his Pokemon in general. He's got the Voltorb with Rollout, Spark, Self-Destruct, Shockwave. Full-on offensive Voltorb. Cannot be supersonic or sung to sleep, so you can't use Sing or anything. Just let you know that. The Electrike, Shockwave, Leer, Quick Attack, Howl. This Electrike is by far his least annoying Pokemon. But it does have Static, so, I mean, just gotta watch out for Static. The infamous Magneton. This thing is... I want to say the scariest, but I don't actually think it's the scariest, because I'll talk about it, Manectric in a second. But Magneton, the Steel type, you really do not have a lot of stuff to hit the Steel type at that point in the game, which is so scary. Magnapole, it doesn't do anything. If it has Sturdy, it wouldn't really do anything either. With Shockwave, Supersonic, Thunderwave, so he's got Paralysis and Confusion combo, and then he's got Sonic Boom, which always hits you for 20 HP, and your level cap is 24, so your HP is not high, so that Sonic Boom is going to hit pretty hard. And then the Ace, Manectric. Holding is such a Sperry, a fully evolved Pokemon when it probably shouldn't be. I guess Magneton is also fully evolved when it shouldn't be as well. Quick Attack, Thunderwave, Shockwave, and Howl. And this Manectric always comes out last. He's got a pretty set order. It's always Voltorb to Electrike to Magneton to Manectric. I know some gym leaders later, like Winona, will switch. Like, Winona will bring in Altaria, like, second sometimes. She'll just bring in her Ace, like, second. And it's really interesting. But Wattson, as far as I know, I can't remember ever times where he's ever switched up this order on me. So it's pretty consistent of Voltorb, Electrike, Magneton, into Manectric. The Electrike is not scary. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this one first. The Electrike is not very scary. It has Shockwave, Stab. It has Howl, Quick Attack, but its stats aren't very good. It's pretty squishy. It's something you'll take out pretty easily. You'll probably two-shot it, but you have to watch out to make sure whoever's attacking it doesn't get staticked, and it will still throw off like Shockwaves at you. Leer isn't the most terrifying thing. Like, you don't want to have your Pokemon getting leered too much if they're going to be going up against Manectric and staying in for a while, so watch out for that, but like, whatever. Electrike's pretty simple. The Magneton is super scary. I think he's the most polarizing Pokemon on his team, and I think I will say it. Like, this is the real reason he's a run killer. He has a Steel type. I don't know why he has a Steel type at this point, but he does. And you have access to like 3 fighting types, 2 ground types, and you can't even get all of them as encounters. You can only get like 2 of those 5, maybe 3. 3 of the 5. You can get 3 of the 5. Maybe. It's a pretty low chance encounter you're gonna get, like, you'll get like 1 of the 5, and that's hoping for the best, you know. So not a good chance you're gonna have anything to hit Steel type. And then Sonic Boom. So even if you have like a Grass type to sit here and resist it, he's gonna paralyze you. He's going to hit you with Supersonic eventually because he's so sturdy. Like, he's so bulky. He's gonna be able to, even if Supersonic misses, like, he's just gonna fire it off. So then you're paralyzed. You are confused. Parafusion is so annoying. He's hitting you with Sonic Boom. So then he also has, like, Shockwave. Like, everything here has Shockwave, so there's no chance for anything with, like, Double Team, Cheese. No. Double Team, bad, doo-doo. And then the Manectric. I guess I haven't talked about Voltorb yet, huh? Let's talk about Voltorb. Voltorb wouldn't be scary, roll out, whatever. Spark, shockwave, you know, whatever. The fact that it has self-destruct is just it's just gonna nuke something on your team, and there's not a lot of Pokemon that can take the self-destruct. So your best bet is something to resist self-destruct or be immune to it, just something really tanky that can switch into it, or you could like intimidate or something at first. And it won't self-destruct, so the way this Voltorb works, it's going to just attack you with Shockwave or Spark. It won't use Rollout unless you are a ground type. I don't think it goes for Rollout on grass types. I think it still goes for Shockwave and Spark. Then it'll attack you until it's about half HP, and then it will go for the Kamikaze self-destruct, about half HP. Once it gets like pretty low, I think like yellow health or so, it'll pretty regularly go for the self-destruct. So at that point, you want to switch it into or have it just be in on something with Protect or a Rock type, or your Aeron's the only Steel type you have at that point, or like a Ghost type like Sablai, something like that. You switch it on that self-destruct, and that's just gonna soften your team up real quick. So Voltorb starts off, softens your team with self-destruct. Electrike's just going to get some hits off. And then you have Magneton, which is so hard to take down. And as your team has been softened up by all of these three, Manectric comes in at the end with Citrus Berry, and he usually doesn't use his potion. He's got like... Does he use 2 potions? Does it show here how many potions he uses? I don't think it does. I don't think it shows here. I think he uses 1 or 2. 1 or 2, I can't remember. But it has a Citrus Berry on, so that's going to heal a lot of Manectric's health back. And Manectric's just going to Thunder Wave you and just clean up, sweep you with like Shockwave and like Howl, Quick Attack. If you resist Shockwave, you're just going to start stacking Howls and start Quick Attacking you and just going to sweep you at the end. So Manectric's clean-up sweep potential is like really scary. I think really like once you get past the Magneton, you didn't have to be so prepared for the Manectric because it will just like completely wipe you at the end. Like that's why I honestly think that the Manectric is the scariest part of his team. Just because you get softened up so hard at the end and it just completely sweeps through. And that's Wattson. Your level cap is 24, so you're pretty decent. You're a decent way. You got a lot of your early evolutions out of the way, but you're not getting things like your starters are nowhere near evolving fully. But you've got like a pretty fine level, I'd say. You have a pretty fine evolution level, so you're not like getting screwed. There's some Pokemon that learn really good moves at 25, so I recommend for those Pokemon like Gyarados or Illumise, Kadabra and Alakazam learn Recover at 25, I know. I looked up. Start them at 24 at the beginning of the fight. Have them get a kill on something, like the Electric or something, so that they level up into 25, get that move, and can use it against one of these two. Because like Recover or Illumise gets Encore, and Gyarados gets Dragon Rage, and that's the only reason you would actually take Gyarados against this gym, because Dragon Rage against the Magneton is actually pretty okay. If you get lucky. It don't die. Anyway, so that's Wattson. You have 13 encounters. I have all the encounters here. I'm first off, don't take the flying types, don't take the water types. The only water type you might want to take is Gyarados for Dragon Rage and also Intimidate. And you have to use it very smart with pivots and stuff, so it's pretty hard to use. But I have beaten Wattson with Gyarados, so I'm gonna put it on the list. I have the whole list done over on my other screen here, so I can show you. And it's actually pretty high up there. It's like halfway through like all these Pokemon. So let's go through it. So you have 13 encounters. You have your starter. You have the first few routes for Petalburg City. You have Petalburg. The grass area out there, which is probably where we're going to get one of these 3. Then you have Petalburg Woods, which can be an amazing encounter for this. And then you have Route 116, which is right above Rustboro City. Rusterburg, Roxanne's Gym. Then you go to Dewford Town, you have an encounter in Granite Cave. You actually have 3 fishing encounters, because you can fish in Dewford Town, get Tentacruel or Gyarados, fish on either Route 107 or 106, which is right there. Get the other water type you didn't get, and then you go back to Petalburg City, and you fish in there, and you get your Goldeen, but obviously you don't want to kind of use it, so that's the encounters. And then you can go to Slateport, and that's right above Slateport where all the electric types are. You have an encounter there, and then right next to Mauville City, on the way to like where the daycare is, that route has another encounter, and that should be, I believe that's 13. I think I counted that right. So yeah, 13 encounters in total. Don't use these ones. Don't use these guys. They're not good. Even if you can like you have Golbat at this point, you can evolve it into a Crobat. Just don't take it. Don't do it. Crobat's got nothing on this gym. The only Pokemon here that's got like something is like Swellow's like Silk Scarf, Guts boosted Quick Attack can like kind of rival the Manectric, but you have to soften the Manectric first, and it's gonna get one shot by a Shockwave. Like Swellow gets one shot by that Shockwave, so don't take it. That's the only Pokemon that's got something here, but just don't do it. It's not worth it. So let's go through it. Grovyle. So I have all these tiers. I'll just kind of talk about them as I go. Grovile's got the nice grass type resisting electric, and it's got some utility. It's fast. It could learn Rock Smash at that point. Rock Smash is 20 base power TM, but it can lower defense, and that could be really, really good for Magneton. It's a pretty consistent good like pick to fight the Magneton compared to some other Pokemon. It's just resisting electric. It will get paralyzed by Thunder Wave, but it's pretty fast until then, and it can hit pretty hard with I think it's gonna have like what Bullet Seed, Mega Drain, not like good moves at that point. You honestly probably teach it like Cut for offense at this point. Like Cut and Rock Smash, you're rolling with, but it has Rock Smash utility. It's got to resist. It's got some things it can do on the offensive side as a grass type while having the resist. So it's a good pick if you start with Trico. Grovyle is going to be really nice for this gym. Combusken has. I think I need to actually move this around. Change some of these tiers up. This is different. And I have this. And then I also have another tier here. I forgot to add here. Whatever, I'll just... I guess. Combusken's got decent offense. You see the super effective tier up here, and it's the only fire type you can have at this point. It's one of the only fighting types you can have at this point. Other two being Hariyama and Brellum. But it's outsped by Magneton. It's not going to kill Magneton with either Ember or Double Kick. Ember's probably your better move there, just because Magneton has lower special defense. Same stab either way. I think it's like pretty decent. It's pretty comparable damage. I think Ember just does a little bit more. You have the chance for Burn too, which could be clutch. But you're outsped by Magneton, like basically no matter what. Even if you're like a timid nature Combusken with like speed EVs and stuff, like you're probably still getting outsped because Magneton's just faster than you. So it's very hard to be faster than it, and Magneton will two-shot you. Just Shockwave just two-shots you. Like there's really no way for Combusken to do. So it's like it can come in at the end, like after a Pokemon has died or softened up Magneton, or if Magneton's like asleep or something, then it could come in and do some offense. So it's got some decent offense there, but it does not fight that Magneton one-on-one. And nothing else in the gym. It really doesn't really fight anything one-on-one, except for like the electric, but like that's it. Even the Voltorb has like roll out, and the self-destruct is gonna drop Combusken, so it's way too frail and isn't fast enough to be super good against it. But still take it. I mean, if you have Combusken on your team at that point, take it and just playing around, getting it in on the Magneton. If you have Swampert, Marshtomp, it's easy money. This gym is easy. This gym is easy if you have a ground type. I'm just gonna say it. So Marshtomp, ground type. This gym is easy. Like you're not scared of anything. Even the self-destruct is like you're just gonna mud shot and one shot the Voltorb. You're gonna mud shot and one shot everything except like the Manectric, and it's gonna quick attack you once. And it's just like you can't be paralyzed. Like you're fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Just soft sand mud shot and it's over. It's absolutely over. I'll just get the easy monies out of the way. Geodude, same thing. If you get it in Granite Cave, you magnitude everything. Even like the Sonic, like the quick attacks you're resisting, so you're even better than Marshtomp for this gym. You're just soft sand magnitude. You're killing everything. Everything. It's free. The gym is actually free with these ground types. I'm gonna talk about Shedinja too. Shedinja, the only thing in the gym that hits you that can hit you is this Voltorb's rollout. So just don't solo the gym with Shedinja. Just have anything else fight the Voltorb, self-destruct, not die. You can even switch in and take the self-destruct. And, I don't know, throw like a Persian Berry on it so you don't get confused. And what are they doing to you? Like they cannot hit you. They cannot hit Shedinja. So Shedinja's free if you're not banning it and you're using it, then it's gonna be easy money for this game. This shim. Mightyena has good stats. It's gonna be one of the few fully evolved Pokemon at this point. It also has Intimidate to just intimidate like the Voltorbs to make the Self-Destruct weaker, or intimidate them in Electric and make its quick attacks weaker. If you like intimidate shuffling into a grass type or something, you do that. Otherwise, its stats are good. Its bite will hit pretty hard. You'll have black glasses at this point. You should, at least. So it's just like stab bite with black glasses, and the potential to flinch is good. Intimidate. It's kind of all you're really doing. Like you just like, intimidate shuffling. You have pretty decent stats, and you're just like hitting. You're still getting like everything's getting resisted by the Magneton, but your bite's gonna hit harder than like, I don't know, a normal type like a Linoon Headbutt's probably not gonna hit as hard as like your bite, just because you're hitting on the special side with black glasses and stuff. So pretty good stats. But Linoon's also here. It's another fully evolved Pokemon. You're not really. It can also use Rock Smash. So you can like Rock Smash and lower Magneton's defense. You can Headbutt and pray for flinches. You can do like Headbutt. You can have a Grass type come in and use Stun Spore, or like Beautyfly or something. You have it come in and use Stun Spore. And then that's the only way to paralyze electric types in Gen 3. And then mash Headbutt and like hope that you get like Paraflinch off. So it's pretty good there. It's fully evolved at that point. It's like one of the only few fully evolved Pokemon. Nothing crazy it does. It's just like one of the better Pokemon you'll have in your party at that point. Beautyfly is passable. The only reason I don't have it in Don't Take is a flying type, but it has Stun Spore. So it has like something it can do. Also, Beautyfly is just like so trash for the rest of the game. You might, if you have it in your party, you might as well like take it. If you just need something, like just take it and try to get a Stun Spore off. It's like your best bet, really. Dustox has good stats. You have utility. You have like Moonlight. I think you have Protect at this point. I can't remember, but you have like Side Beam to hit on special side. Good, like actually really good bulk. Like really good bulk. So it's another one of these Pokemon. It's just got some stuff. It's got some more like defensive utility. Like it can heal itself with like Moonlight and things. But it's probably the bulkiest. It's probably the bulkiest Pokemon you'll have right at this point. That's not resisting. Like just a pure resist. So pretty nice for the Wattson fight. Lumbra's part water type. It has like no offensive power, so it's very passable. Like barely passable. What am I? Yeah, barely passable. I don't know. There's like nothing it can really do. It's not weak. That's why it's been passable. Nuzleaf is resistant to electric, but it's not really doing anything with that because it doesn't really have like power. I can't remember what move Nature Power becomes. I think it's Swift inside, and that's like you have like Swift. I don't know. You have like Fake Out, which doesn't really do anything. You have Swift, which doesn't really do anything because of Nature Power. You have like Bullet Seed. Your best bet is to teach you Rock Smash. Like your best bet is to kind of use it like. I guess it can do it. I guess you can use it like Grovyle. It's not gonna be as fast. It's not gonna be like as good stat wise, but it's a grass type that can use like Rock Smash, Cut, Swift. I don't know, do things, resist, and also try to lower the Magneton's defenses. So I'll leave it in here with Grovyle. It feels weird to have jumping it's so different, but like you use it for the same thing. A grass type with Rock Smash to hit the Magneton for probably the most damage you're gonna do with any of the moves at that point, and you just can lower its defense and like keep going and hope for the best kind of thing. Curlia will have Calm Mind at this point, but it's really hard to set it up Calm Mind. And I've tried it in multiple. I've done like the Wattson gym battle with like a couple different teams that use Curlia, just trying to like use her against Wattson. Like I've been doing some testing kind of, and it's so hard to set up Calm Minds on him because they're constantly just paralyzing you. And I think you can have like Synchronize at that point. I think, right? Actually, I want to double check this right now. Do you have Synchronize in Gen 3? Yes, so you can pass the paralysis, I think, unless it doesn't work on electric types. I can't remember exactly how it goes. I'm not gonna look at this for a while. Like you can hope for like a synchronize to pass something over, but it's hard to set up Calm Mind because they're just gonna keep thunder waving you. But like as you get them, you can only use like one cherry berry. As you get Calm Mind set up, though, you're gonna be hitting decently hard. You're gonna hit everything hard except for the Magneton, and like setting up Calm Mind from the Magneton is even harder because he's just gonna status you, he's gonna paralyze you and then confuse you, and it's just even harder to set up on him. And you're just like, your confusion's not gonna do that much even after a Calm Mind or two. And yeah, it's hard to set up with her, but she's got some decent offense and okay bulk for that point. Like okay, you're not as bulky as Dustox, but you're like you can take a special hit here and there. Outside of that, it's oof. Not a lot. Who's else? Vigorous is another. It's not fully evolved, but it's got good stats. It's got like comparable stats to these other fully evolved Pokemon at this point. It's gonna hit hard. It can use Rock Smash. It's like Linen. It's like pretty similar to Linen, like kind of same thing there. Good stats. It'll hit hard. It's got. I think it has Yawn at this point, right, too, so it's got good utility as well. I don't think it has Slack Off. I actually want to double check. I did research on all these Pokemon before I made this, and I forget things, because I'm talking about so many Pokemon right now. Let me see. Yeah, you have Yawn. You have Yawn and you have Encore. Where's Yawn? Do you not have Yawn? Or do you not learn it? Slack Off does. But Encore can be really clutch. Yeah, you have Yawn, Encore, and Slack Off. So you've got a lot of different utility things. You have Feint Attack, which you can use. You don't learn. I don't think Vigorous learns Amnesia in the middle of the gym. But if you do, that's awesome. You're not very bulky, which sucks, but you're fast. Yeah, you do not learn Amnesia. I wish. That would be so good if you did. But you'll have Encore, you'll have Yawn, you'll have Slack Off, and then you'll have, like, I guess Uproar is probably your stab to go there. Yeah. You kind of just rely on Uproar or just spamming Rock Smash or something like that. So it's got some things it can do. It's good stats, good utility. Brellum is one of the few super effective. It's also resisting electric, so Brellum is very, very effective for this gym. It has Mach Punch, so even if it's paralyzed, it can, it'll still go first because of Mach Punch. It has Effect Spore too, so when they're quick attacking you, they might get poisoned or paralyzed. Like, there's stuff it can do. It can have it can keep a Stun Spore on its moveset at this point too. You have Headbutt, but really just Mach Punch. Like, having Leech Seed is cool too, but like Mach Punch. So like the moveset here, you evolve it into Brellum like at the gym, like at 24, right? At 24, 23. So you have a second there. So the moveset you run here is like Mach Punch, Headbutt, Stun Spore, Leech Seed, and you paralyze things. You throw down Leech Seed and you just Mach Punch, and you can like go hope for the best. One of the best, one of the absolute best Pokemon. Like, to take it against this gym, like look at these guys, like yeah, amazing. If you get Brellum, he makes Wattson so much easier, so much easier. Kadabra, I put in good stats because it's very fast, 120 special attack when it's evolved, and this is if you're not playing with Trade Evolutions. If you're playing with Trade Evolutions, evolve Alakazam immediately, same moveset, same learn set, same level learn set. Everything like that. But if you're not playing with Trade Evolutions, you're going to be faster than a lot of things. You're going to be hitting hard. Like, you don't really have to set up Calm Mind to hit as hard, because Kadabra's just going to hit so hard. You're hitting Psybeams. You can learn Recover in the middle of the gym fight, too, which can, like, help you with your longevity. Actually, what is your ability? Is it Synchronize, or is it Trace? Synchronize or Inner Focus. So you can, if you have Synchronize on, which is probably for the best, you can pass on the paralysis maybe. I can't remember if that's how it works or not. I really ever get that to proc, so I cannot remember for the life of me. Anyways, super fast, hits super hard, decent special bulk, like decent for that point in the game, and it's gonna hit really hard. It's got good stats at that point. If you can evolve into Alakazam, you've got a 130 base special attack Pokemon who's also like, what, 120 speed? Like, ridiculously powerful. Even through resists, this Pokemon is going to hit so hard. Probably not as hard as Brellum, so I had it in easy money, but it's... I'll throw it in super effective even though it's like not actually super effective. I don't want to put in easy money because it's not as free, but it's going to hit like really hard and it's really fast. It's going to one-shot a lot of stuff because it'll have Psychic Beam at that point. You could even like... You can get Psychic from the game corner at this point for all these guys, so... That Psychic hitting, I don't care that Magneton resists it. It's still gonna get dropped. It's gonna get two-shot by it, the Psychic probably. Like you're gonna have to force him to use a potion on the Magneton, so you're hitting very hard. So I'm gonna throw you here in super effective, even though you're not actually super effective. Plus 130. Let's just call it 130 attacking stats. $130 attacking stats. The other one that goes here is... I'll just throw Hariyama. One of the only other fighting types you can get. He'll have Fake Out. It can have Guts, too, which is the absolute best ability for Wattson, because if you get paralyzed, you're going to hit even harder. But you're still gonna get chunked by some of the Pokemon, but your Vital Throw will two-shot the Magneton. If you're paralyzed, it'll probably one-shot the Magneton. Probably will. Yeah, Fake Out. You can even like set up a couple bulk ups there to like make sure if you get like 1 or 2 bulk ups off, then you're probably actually one-shotting the Magneton, and that's a huge deal. But you're not doing much to the Manectric, but you do have like Fake Out, and you're also super bulky, so you can like switch in and take the self-destruct from Voltorb. Other than that, just like switching it in and like shuffling Intimidate, or not shuffling Intimidate, shuffling Intimidate, and then switching it in and like shuffling Fake Outs and like chipping things like the Manectric later on can actually be a pretty good strategy. You have to be careful with that because it might just take too much damage to like throw on a good berry. I think you only have an Oran Berry at that point, but you might throw on an Oran Berry or I don't know. Hope for the best. Make sure you don't. Hope you don't get crits. But just hitting the Magneton is effective, and the ridiculous attack stat. At that point, it's gonna be really, really effective. Vital Throw, Arm Thrust, Quick Claw, Arm Thrust is actually probably your best bet for this gym. Just throw on Quick Claw. So even if you are paralyzed, you still might be able to go first for Guts, and you get the Arm Thrust off, and hope that you hit like if you hit 5 times, you're probably dropping the Magneton. If you hit 4 times, you might drop Magneton. With Guts Boost, you probably are actually. 3 times Guts Boost and a Bulk Up probably will drop it. So yeah. So, stuff like that. Things you can do with it. Nincada has... If you decide not to... I have a Nincada on here separate from Ninjask and Shinja because it's one of the only ground types you can have, but it has no ground type attacks. And yeah, so it has the resistance, which is... It exists. But it doesn't have any ground type attacks, doesn't have anything it's really doing to, like, even the non-Magneton. Like, even just, like, no normal Pokemon, it's not really hitting hard at all. You can flash the Magneton and make the Supersonic even more inaccurate, I guess. Like, that's kind of all you're doing. It's like, it would be passable if it wasn't a ground type, so it's actually immune to the electric type, so it's, like, good switching. That's kind of it. Honestly, if you get an Nincada encounter, I would delay the evolution for Ninjask, or I mean, I always ban Shedinja because it's ridiculous. So I would, at this point, delay the evolution for Ninjask. Just give it an Everstone or whatever, and then take it to Wattson as a ground type just for switching. That's all, just for switching. Like you're not really doing much. Like he's your Flash, I guess, and that's kind of all you're doing. Loudrid, I'll put it in decent offense because you can teach a Flamethrower at this point. You can also you can get Flamethrower for Combustion, so even better for the Magneton. The game corner is a little cheap actually. It can make things a lot easier. If you have the money for it too, which is like you might not. There's a chance you just might not. You probably should. You can probably get Flamethrower at that early point. Just get the coin case and I don't know, sell stuff. Sell a bunch of stuff. Hope for the best. Just you can pick up grind. There's things you can do. But you can get Flamethrower, and it can use Flamethrower. That's like it. That's it. That's all it does. Otherwise, it'd be passable. Its stats are not very good. It's not bulky. It's not that bulky at all. Like, its HP is okay. It is not fast. It's not even... It's hitting, like, okay, I guess. It's decent offense. Just because, like, Flamethrower. Like, you can teach a Flamethrower. And so, I'll go here. Skitty is, I guess, passable. I guess. I don't know what you're doing with it, dude. Like, the passable tier is, like, these are Pokemon you should probably just sack at this point, and I don't recommend sacking the Lombre. If you have a Lombre on your team, I would just throw it in the daycare or something and wait until you get a Water Stone and then use Ludicolo in the endgame. So I wouldn't even do that. Gyarados has decent offense because of Dragon Rage. And it has good attacks, and it has, I guess I should throw it in decent utility. I'm going to put it there instead. Because Intimidate and Dragon Rage, I guess it's offense, but it's also kind of utility. You have to play it with very smart and dedicated, like, pivots if you're taking it. So, and then Kata. So just, you switch it in, Intimidate, Shuffle. You switch it into a quick attack or something. You get the Intimidate off, and then when they go for the Electric type move, you switch back into the Ninkata. And you can kind of do that and, like, cheese things out for a while. So you have to take it with Ninkata. So I'll throw it. I'll throw it up there. I'll throw it up there. Other than that, any other grass types, so like these two are really good. Or even just these electric types and stuff like that. It can do some things like that. Just for pure Intimidate shuffling, you can kind of cheese the AI and then also have a level up. At 25 it learns Dragon Rage, and that's something you can hit the Magneton with. That is going to do, I don't know, probably the most damage, just not super effective. So it's actually pretty good there. But I usually ban Gyarados. That's how I beat Gyarados though. It was I had it with Ninkata, and then I had it with Nuzleaf, I think, and an electric type, and I just kept like switching it out to these other things that would just like I was ready to sack my Manectric. I didn't want to sack Nuzleaf, but I was okay with it, and if Ninkata died, whatever. And that's how I beat it with. So pretty good there. Sablai is immune to the self-destruct, so it's a really good lead. It has Fake Out, and it has Nightshade, which will do okay damage. 24 damage? Yeah, it'll do some damage against the Magneton and like things. I have it here just good stats, because it's I guess it's fully evolved Pokemon at that point. It's not bulky. It's almost better for just like utility, but it doesn't resist. I don't know. It would kind of be in a tier of its own, but I think it just groups up here kind of. You can also do some things since it's a ghost type. You can also do some things with Ninkata to really switch out, and like if you stall them out, if they're like confused or burned somehow, or something is poisoned, you can stall them out pretty hard with Ninkata and Sablai, and just keep switching out between when they go for an electric type move against Sablai, they switch to Ninkata. When they go for a normal type move against Ninkata, they switch to a Sablai, and you can like really cheese things that way. That's kind of all it does. It has Fake Out for like decent chip when it does switch in, so you're not like switching every turn. You like switch into Sablai, Fake Out, switch into Ninkata, switch into Sablai, Fake Out, switch into Ninkata, switch into Sablai, Fake Out, switch in, like you just keep kind of doing that. Wow, actually, the more I talk about Ninkata, dude, it's take it, take Ninkata, take it. Actually, screw it. I'll put it here. I talk about it. It's got some good utility. It's got some legit utility. Just for being a ground type, just for pure switch-ins, like it's not doing anything on its own, but it's like the only thing you can switch in. So I'll throw it there. Aeron is passable. The only thing it really does is resist the self-destruct from Voltorb. Other than that, it's gonna get eaten alive in this gym. Gonna be completely honest, it's gonna get eaten alive. Gulpin has early amnesia. Does it have amnesia at this point? Actually, I can't remember. I know it does for Flannery. I can't remember if it has amnesia for this gym, but it has Yawn. It has let's see. You have Yawn. Yeah, Poison Gas is to poison things that is not Magneton. You do have Amnesia. You have Encore. So, Amnesia to tank all of the electric type hits, and you have to give it some, like, there's not really a good way to heal yourself, but Amnesia, set up Amnesia on something weak. Kind of just deal with the paralysis. Yawn things, put them to sleep. You have Sludge for a pretty good stab at that point too, but it doesn't hit Magneton at all. So that's annoying. The Amnesia, Yawn, Encore, which can be really, really clutch. And I can even like teach it Rock Smash, so like you can ignore Sludge and go for Rock Smash if you just like really need to dedicate something to this Pokemon, a Pokemon to this gym. It's got a good moveset. It's got actually really good utility. Not there. I call it decent utility, but I think I like these Pokemon. I don't know. I'll leave it like this, but it's got some things you can do. It's not resistance, but it's gonna be bulky. It's gonna be able to set up, and it's gonna be able to like status things. Just yawn, put things to sleep. Being able to put that Magneton to sleep is so huge, because what you can do is you can yawn the Magneton, and you can either stall a turn, like just have it take a turn, and then Magneton goes to sleep, and then switch into something like a Combuskin, or you just switch into Combuskin the next turn. So Combuskin will have to take an attack or something. Switching Combuskin with like a Cherry Berry, I would say. So in case it gets paralyzed, I think in case it gets Thunder Wave, it's not gonna like get paralyzed. I have to watch out for Sonic Boom though, so it's risky strategy. But then you switch in when it's asleep, and then you have free turns to hit Flamethrower, Ember, Double Kick. Like you have at least two. You should have 2 free turns, hopefully. You have at least 1 free turn, and then the second, hopefully, free turn. That could be a good strategy actually. So that could work really well. Same thing with like Loudrid. Or just any other Pokemon to like attack it. Gloom is the best, most reliable way to put that thing asleep. You are not attacking with Gloom. You have Stun Spore, which is cool. So if you're not relying on sleep, you can just paralyze things. But you are by far the most reliable Stun Spore user. And then you like teach it. I would honestly say Bullet Seed at this point if you can. Which I think you can. You don't need to use Bullet Seed against Roxanne. Say Bullet Seed at this point and teach it to Gloom. And give Gloom the Miracle Seed. So you put things to sleep, and then Gloom can just sit there and Bullet Seed it and try to get as much damage off as possible. Even on the Magneton, it's like the best strategy kind of for Gloom. Bullet Seed things, get as much damage off as possible. You can keep Poison Powder to like poison the Manectric if you're really worried about the Manectric. Honestly, it's hard to keep. It's so hard to keep Gloom alive after this gym because Gloom is just like you kind of have to stay in to get sleep powders off, and yeah, I don't know. It's the best sleep powder though, and that's like one of the best strategies to beating Wattson without like super effective. Is just putting it to sleep, putting scary things to sleep, and then hitting him while they're asleep. It's like the best strategy. It's really, really, really good. Always take Gloom. Always take Gloom against Wattson. Manectric has electric type resistance, and that is all it really has. It doesn't really have any utility, so I want to call it passable. It's like right in between passable and decent utility. Like all you're doing with this thing is it resists electric type attacks, so you're forcing them to use like quick attack or whatever. You're the same level. You're hoping for like adamant nature at this point, and you just like howl quick attack or something, or you use flash for some utility. So like there's some things you can do. It's like a very decent pivot, but I don't want to really put it like here or anything. Or it's not as good of a pivot as like Nincada, because Nincada just absolutely is immune to electric while you just resist. So it's like if you have an electric, and I would take it in the gym if you're like struggling to fail out another Pokemon, but it's not gonna do a lot. It's just kind of like an option. I'd say teach it Flash. You have Thunder Wave, but you can't paralyze anything there. So like it's like Flash, Howl, Quick Attack is kind of like your go-tos. It's not really doing anything else outside of that, which sucks. It really does suck. It's just like, well, okay. Sadness. Plusle and Minun, though, have the electric type resist, and they also have Encore, which you can lock them into using certain moves. Like, you can lock them into, I don't know, quick attack. You could lock them into, yeah, you make like the electric, like, quick attack or howl or leer, something like that, and you can lock them into it with Encore, switch into something else, get a free kill. Or you can come into Magneton, you could lock into... You could switch it into Shockwave, lock it into Shockwave, switch into a Grass type, and get like a free sleep off. Like, there's a lot of stuff you could do with Encore. Even locking Manectric into Howl, or hell, locking Manectric into Quick Attack, and then switching out and Intimidate pivoting can be really, really clutch. That was one way I beat it. I did a run of Pokemon where I could only use Pokemon that were the color red, or what? No. Why did I have these two? I can't remember what my run was, but something weird. And Puzzle was on the team. I think it was like Pokemon that are red. Could only use Pokemon that were like the color red for some reason. And plus with Encore, I can't remember what the thing was. It was anyways. Plus with Encore, kept switching in. I locked the Manectric into quick attack, and I kept switching in Mightyena to constantly intimidate and make the quick attack lowered. And then when the Encore went off, I would like try to time it so that when Encore ended at like 5 turns, plus would stay in, and then Encore again, and I would just keep doing it. Like these two would take so much chip damage, but I would weaken it so much that something else could come in and like get a couple good hits off on it, and I would just like chip it while I could with like, I don't know, quick attack on you or like bite on you. So it was a decent strategy, but like Encore is just so useful, and he used to have the resistances for Encore. Volbeats has Confuse Ray at this point. I can't remember if it has a healing move. I cannot remember if it has a healing move. But having Confuse Ray is very useful. Moonlight, yeah. You have Confuse Ray and you have Moonlight. You can teach it Flash for even more like utility, which I would do, honestly. I would do that. You have Tail Glow, which sucks because Tail Glow raises your special attack by 2 stages, but you have literally no special attacking move at this point. Like, you cannot teach it anything. Just kidding, you could teach Thunderbolt. you could teach a Thunderbolt from the game corner. You could set up Tail Glow Thunderbolt. It's so cheeky. That's not even a good strategy. It's like Confuse Ray with Flash and having Moonlight. And it's got some decent, like, I say decent stats at this point. Like it's got some very decent stats. Pretty fast. So it's gonna be faster than like Magneton and stuff. So decent stats. I don't want to put it up here. It's more just like the utility. But having Confuse Ray, having Moonlight, teaching it Flash can like shut things down. You know, they're missing attacks or they're hurting themselves. You're healing off when you do get hit. And you kind of just have to deal with the fact that you're gonna be paralyzed, honestly. Like I throw a Cherry Berry on at first, but like you kind of just have to deal with it. And then from there, you're just chipping damage with Thief. Like, maybe you throw on Thief to try to snag this Citrus Berry and make sure you don't have an item at that point. Like, you can go for that. That could help, I guess. Other than that, you're just kind of hitting Tackle. I don't know. You can Tail Glow Thief, I guess. There you go. There you go. Confuse Ray. You have to get rid of Flash. Like, Confuse Ray, Moonlight, Tail Glow Thief is something you could do with it. Or if instead of Thief, you do Thunderbolt, just for, I guess it would do more damage at that point to everything else. So sure, but it's like something you can do. But just Confuse Ray and Moonlight is like the whole reason. Illumise is a lot worse, to the point that I think I have it at just passable. It has Moonlight as well, but it doesn't have anything like to do with Moonlight. All you can do is like Flash. It learns Encore 25, but getting this thing to kill something in the gym is hard. So like you've got Encore there, so it's impassable because Moonlight, and it can learn Encore in the middle of the gym fight. That's the whole reason why it's passable. It can maybe be decent utility. I don't know. It's like bouncing through here, I guess. It's like one of these Pokemon. You know, if you Encore stats is fine, but you don't even want it to Encore any moves like for itself, because locking into any moves itself, it just like hurts itself. So I'm gonna keep it impassable. But there's like, it's something you can do. You do like a Moonlight, Flash, Tackle. You have Charm, so you can like make the quick attacks pretty weak, I guess, which is like okay, which could be cool. Some decent. It's not on the tier of these guys, so it's like it's passable. It's like Beautyfly tiers. Like they have something they can do, while these guys have like nothing they can do. They're just like there to get sacked, basically. So yeah, that's everyone for Wattson. This is how to take on Wattson. Sorry it was a long video. I tried to talk about everyone pretty in depth. You gotta play your encounter. You gotta play with your encounters. Hope for the best with your encounters. You get the fighting types. Awesome. If you get Kadabra and you can trade evolution, trade Alakazam immediately. If you get a ground type, or you're playing with Marshtomp or Shedinja, then the gym's honestly pretty easy. Not very hard. But without the ground types, it's pretty hard. Even like these three don't just like carry you through the gym. Like they're gonna struggle. They're gonna get hit a lot. So you have to make sure you take 6 Pokemon, but you get 13 encounters or so. So you've got some flexibility. What you can do with your team. The grass types that can either use Rock Smash or put it to sleep are very useful. Encore. Nincada is really good for switch-ins. Only take Ninkata if you have Pokemon that can, like, abuse the fact that you're switching in. Only take Ninkata if you are bringing Sablai or Gyarados. If you're not bringing Sablai or Gyarados, it's really not that good. So I think I will pull it back down into decent utility. Because, like, you're not switching it into anything, you know? you need to play around, make the AI, like, force the AI to go for Quick Attack here, and then switch them into something like an Intimidate or a Ghost type, and then make them go for Shockwave on you, and then you switch into Ninkata. Like, you have to play with that. And the only two Pokemon you can really do that with is, like, Gyarados and Sablai. No one else can really do that. Like, really no one else can do that. So, I mean, I guess you could maybe do like a water type, like a Azumarill maybe, or like Tentacruel poisoning something, I guess, like maybe. So it's a risky strategy. I wouldn't even take these guys, so like, it's something you can do there. All these Pokemon have good stats and will be able to, you know, hit hard or survive longer than other Pokemon. These two can use Flamethrower, and Curlia can set up Calm Minds and do some decent damage. Gyarados, Intimidate Shuffling. I talked about Gulpin's moveset. I talked about Volbeats' moveset. Electrike has the resistance for pivoting. That's kind of all it does. I'm gonna throw Ninkata here. Resistance only. Nuzlocke feels weird being up here, but I'm gonna leave it. Just whatever. And then you have these Pokemon who are passable. I wouldn't like, they're the last Pokemon I'd put on your team. I would just stick to these guys up here, but if you're, like, worried about some of these Pokemon dying and you think you can beat the gym and you just need, like, maybe need something to sack, sack these Pokemon, except for Lombre. Don't sack Lombre. If you can. If you can help it, don't sack Lombre. Because Ludicolo endgame is so good. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Sorry for the long one. Love y'all. Peace.